Hi, Tom Coley, coach for Buckeye Cable and BCSN, and welcome into another edition of Sports Flash. Certainly an honor and privilege for me to be here with Dan Chipka, the outstanding coach of Toledo Waite football. Dan, last year, 5-5. You know, what you're doing in the East Side, Danny, is all coaches want this. I mean, it's almost like if you could bottle it and give it to coaches, because you've come in and you've changed the culture. And every coach wants to know how to do that. It's easy to say, extraordinarily difficult to do. Can you give us a little bit of the Chipka secret of how you've done it?
Well, I just think really just establishing relationships with the kids, and just hard work, really focusing in on the day-to-day operations, on what it takes to get better, and just communicating that with the kids, the players, and just emphasizing the things that truly matter. And for us, it's attitude, effort, and enthusiasm, and really just focusing on those three things has just provided us with tremendous growth.
You know, Dan, it's to me that something becomes an aphorism in sports, or a saying, or a cliche, because it's probably true. And I think this is what you've done. I think that the kids, you know, they don't care what you know until they know that you care, and they know that you care. I've seen you with your kids, and they know you care, and you care deeply about them, more than just getting a win. You know, certainly. I mean, and nothing pejorative, but some guys want to win, and they, you know, they're great with the kids and all, but it's basically about getting a win. You're not like that, and you care about the youngster well beyond getting a win. You want them to get a great education. You want them to be a good person. Do you think that's part of the secret? Absolutely. I mean, certainly winning is important to us, but I just know what football did for me as a young man and how it molded me into the person I am today, and I suppose that's what I'm just trying to bleed into the program, and to take my past experiences and to I guess just to facilitate growth with the players, both on the field, in the community, and then in the classroom as well. Coach Dan, that was a great segue. Who is a coach that every head coach has been influenced by somebody? You know, sometimes it's multiple guys where you steal a little bit from this person and you steal a little bit from that person, you know. You steal the good things that you learn. But if you picked one, was there one guy that's, wow, this person is a major influence in you? I'll tell you what, I'll pick two. Okay. I'll start with the BCSN Coach of the Year, Mark Nell at Anthony Wayne. He was my baseball coach for 4 years. And what does he do that you admire so much? Oh boy, where do I start? His work ethic and really his values. Okay. You know, speaking on off the field things, Coach Nell just did a tremendous job. He really just never let the little things go. Everything was important to him. The community service work that we did, the sacrifice, and then also giving back to the community and the youth camps that we would do. I mean, I could talk for days what Coach Nell has done to influence me as a man and as a coach. And also, too, in my college playing career, Coach Tyson Veit, who is now the linebackers coach and recruiting coordinator at the University of Toledo. And the staff there with Matt Campbell is just phenomenal. And what I learned in 2 years, Coach Veit came in going into my junior year. It's just spilled into my coaching career, and I was fortunate enough to play for such a great man and a great coach. Yeah, well, you're certainly paying it forward, Dan, and that's what it's all about. Style offense you're going to run? You guys spread again? Yeah, we're going to be a spread flex bone, triple option attack. We also have some power concepts. We certainly like to run the football, and this year Ronnie Sanders is asserting himself as a leader and as a quarterback. That was my next question. Yeah, gotta have a quarterback. Right. Yeah, I mean it's big shoes to fill now that Jeremy Pratt, the Toledo City League Player of the Year, great kid. He's graduated and moving on and going to Eastern Michigan, and Ronnie's stepping up, and Ronnie was his backup all year last year, and we would put him in some two-point conversions. He knows the system. Oh, absolutely. He came in some two-point conversion packages, and also too, we got him in, especially Week 10 against Woodward. We got him in for a couple plays, and he actually threw a 60-yard touchdown pass to Jeremy in the slot. So Ronnie's done a great job throughout minicamp, and we're looking ahead to training camp and the scrimmages and August 28th against Northview. Your base defense coach will be? Well, we were a 4-2-5 last year. We're excited about getting more speed onto the field, so we're going to transform into a 3-3 stack, and we're excited about that. We feel we have the athletes to do it. So getting more speed onto the field was our goal in the offseason, and we'll be running the 3-3 this year. Numbers. You're putting together incredible numbers in the football program at Waite. Give us a little peek of the kind of numbers you're talking about.
Well, we're in the mid-80s, and
that's an incredible number.
Yeah, we're certainly pleased. There's always a few kids in the building that I wish would come out for football, and you know, there's still time for that. We're just going into 2-a-days here on Monday, so we'll see. I'm pleased, but mid-80s, can't complain.
Oh, that's a great number. And Danny, how about your staff? I know you're proud of your staff. Give us some names.
Oh, the staff is tremendous. Rob DeYoung is the defensive coordinator. Chris Wilhelm is my offensive coordinator. He had some time at the University of Toledo under Matt Campbell as an assistant quarterbacks coach, so we're lucky to have him on staff. I'd be remiss if I went without talking about our director of football operations, Phil Ramirez, and the work that he's done in and out of the community. I guess I suppose I consider him my right-hand man, so he's been tremendous. Alex Carter, we brought him on staff this year. He'll be our running backs coach and the head track coach. He's a teammate of mine from Bluffton, and he's tremendous. Dane Franklin, defensive backs coach. Eddie Ickes, defensive line. Nick Smith on the defensive line. We have a large staff, very talented staff, and George Stouch played at Adrian College, offensive line coach. He's very good at what he does as well. So I'm lucky to have and fortunate to have such a great staff. Well,
you know, when you assemble a staff like that, it's more of a reflection of who you are, because football's a tough game, and I've worked for some coaches, some that were great and some that weren't so great, and some that made it a little harder than it needed to be, you know, and so that's a great reflection on you. Do you have on the way out, you know, everybody has a football saying, you know, that an aphorism, something that somebody gave them that stuck in their mind that they kind of always go by. You know, one old coach one time told me about in football, I was always complaining on the getting the goal line. I was always, you know, trying to get a good goal line running play, and you know how everybody blows in the gaps. So, you know, you can't take a lot of time, and you got to get in the, you know, because everybody's coming in a gap, and a lot of times they're not even paying attention to a fake. I mean, you know, they have assignment and they blow in. And I was trying to come up with this complex running play, and he said, listen, stupid, you know, it's simple, you know. You run a gash play at the in guy, and I said, well, what if they're in a, you know, 4-4, I don't care what they're in. You run a gash play at the in guy, and everybody blocks down. The fullback kicks out whoever's on the end, and you run up inside of them. And I said, well, yeah, okay. So did you have something like that in football that just, you know? Well,
I find myself saying that oftentimes too. We're a gap scheme offensively, so we do have some power concepts, and I've said it a million times before. Just cave that side of the
block it down.
We'll have that,
kick the last guy.
We'll have that guard kick out, and we're off tackle, and hopefully, you know, splitting defenders on our way to the end zone. But I think my favorite saying, and my players, it's probably come on deaf ears now. I say it so often, but it's just really the mindset on the day-to-day operations. My favorite slogan is, mediocre people don't like high achievers, and high achievers don't like mediocre people.
I like that.
So which one are you going to be? And
I like that.
You just keep this thing moving forward.
You decide.
Exactly.
I like
in your court.
Can I steal that one from you, Coach?
Sure,
I kind of like that. Coach, on behalf of Buckeye Cable and BCSN, what you're doing over at Waite on the east side is incredible. You're making a difference in kids' lives every day, and not just on the field, but, you know, in the classroom and in their personal lives and their family lives. And we're real proud of you, Coach, and looking forward to covering you this football season.
Thank you, Tom.
Thanks, Coach. Tom Cole, the coach for Buckeye Cable and BCSN.